measured.
Yeah, yeah. Then that's, I guess, talking about it, him being like more complicated, right? He seems like he just has more to him.
Yeah, well, and his telekinetic abilities have always been kind of like varied. Like he doesn't really like. He does have some of the same moves, but some like he has an energy blast in this one.
There we go.
And I think he was lacking in the other games.
Yeah, like I think in the special move menu, it's just straight up called Force Push.
Yeah. And so it's...
I say, are we back without any real issues?
Welcome
Hopefully.
back to everyone. It's been a while since we saw you last, but thank you for coming on by.
Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too big of a gap here. Let's see. I'll try playing as Li Mei. I haven't played as anyone else other than Sub-Zero online. So let's
Who's on second, Cage?
No. Who's on first? What's on second?
That's fucking great. Oh my god. I like that Li Mei fucking just... Because that had to purely be a joke.
Oh, yeah. Another difference, too, that I appreciate about this game versus the last couple is Mortal Kombat always used to be the only fighting game that had a block button. Normally, in most like fighting games, like especially like Street Fighter, like Japanese games, this guy's good. I'm barely getting a hit in. Actually, I don't think I hit him once. Well, that lantern helped a lot.
Yeah, that lantern doesn't seem like it does.
No, it's actually really nice for combo potential. So, like, you could throw that into the air, and then, see, like, I got him right there. But you can also throw it into the air, and then follow it up with that kick attack, which will, like, basically uppercut them into it. So there's some real potential for it. It's just, this guy's much better than me.
Kind of like Kenshi's Ghost Buddy, kind of like...
Yes, oh, that's, yeah.
Like... I get my ass kicked until I remember, oh yeah, Ghost Buddy.
So he totally just blocked the whole fatal blow too.
I thought you had to like dodge the thing. It seems a little like they're really making it.
Yeah, you have to work for it, you know? You have to actually, like, do it as part of a combo and, like, create an opening and, like... Yeah. I love Johnny Cage. So fun. I'll play again. Yeah, you kicked my ass, but I'll play again. I don't care. Did we lose you after Dintoon, or did you make the transition with the stream crashing and coming back there?
You know, for a second, I almost thought it froze again.
Oh, yeah, it's just, yeah, they were just taking a moment to decide. Oh, see, that was an overhead attack, which you can't block from a down position. I just like how the people in this tea house are just like watching. Yeah, they're like, oh, what's going on there?
You're like, ooh, oh, I'm not getting out of the way though. Oh, bad.
See, this is exactly what happened with the other night with Sub-Zero, is I got my ass handed to me, and then I played against someone who was really good, just long enough for me to start learning. Oh, see how much closer that was compared to last time?
Round 2.
Yeah.
Can't have too much stage.
Alright, see, I managed to pull off a reversal there, even. Hell yeah. Oh, But as I was saying, most Street Fighter, most fighting games, most of them are Japanese anyway. So most fighting games, though, the block is holding the back button on like the movement sticks, right? Like as you're getting attacked. I've never really liked that. In Mortal Kombat's typically been like, oh, Mortal Kombat's the one series that has a block button. But the last couple games did the more traditional Japanese thing of doing the movement stick. And so I was really happy to see this one come back with the block button. So that was something I really appreciate about this game versus the last couple. Again, 9, probably my favorite, that had the block button. 10, 11, didn't. This one kind of brought it back. I mean, honestly, this is the way that you get better. You play someone that is that much better than you, and then you slowly just kind of pick up kind of patterns.
So wait, have all of the matches just been this place in Luke Cage's place?
There's 2, and they each have a night-day cycle. So there's technically 4 stages in the beta because of the day-night thing, but it's still not a lot. I mean, you can look at the trailers. They've shown a ton of levels off of the game, and they all look amazing. But yeah, in the beta, we only have access to these couple.
I guess it makes sense that they don't show off the most polished aspects of the game.
Yeah, I mean, actually, too, this I believe is only the same characters that were in the stress test from a couple of months ago. So, like, it's a better build, or it's a more recent version of all of the character builds and, like, how the game actually works. But it is, like, the exact same set of content that was in the previous stress test. So there's also some of these people that are really good. Also, maybe some of the people that were playing a couple months ago already, too, and done some practicing. Because that was also, like, a 4-day weekend kind of thing. Yeah, this is the kind of person I would hope would have rematched like a bunch of times, so I could keep learning. So that's the only way you get better.
That is true.
Yeah, bring it.
I do like that he kisses the trophy every time.
Yeah, right.
I am gonna run to the little Tim's room.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'll just keep getting my ass handed to me here.
As you should.
As I should. No, do we still have you afternoon, Tim? Or did we lose you when the stream crashed? We might have lost you when the stream crashed. It was unfortunate but it's a beta, so I guess those kinds of hiccups are expected. See, Matt has too much wind up, so that doesn't quite work on someone that's this quick. That is not in that order. Oh, I just left myself wide open. Woo! And then that's also that's another interesting thing too, because you have to learn how to counter every individual other character instead of only you can't just get good with somebody. You have to actively. Oh, damn! Alright. Yeah, you have to actively learn how to counter every other character with specific strategies based on the character you're playing. If you want to do online competitive shit. Which, honestly never really been my thing. I've always kind of just played the computer, casually played with my friends. I've never been a tournament guy. I've never really engaged with that stuff. Oh, did you see how smooth that was, though?
Yeah.
Oof. Damn. This is a fun one-off, though. We'll be back to Elden Ring next week, but this is a fun little one-off stream. I know we don't get you in person very often, Tim.
Oh, that's true. That
I guess
very true.
every time you do the co-host takeover, I guess we get you in person, but
I mean, potato chapato.
yeah.
It's not often you get me with the other co-hosts.
Yeah. Well,
in your case, the host.
Right. That's true. Yeah. This is solid. No, yeah, you go look up like the character design for Lee May from other games, and like it's like the most just like horn dog fucking like it's like both generic and also like the most like slutty Halloween costume design. You know, you could, which is the case for a lot of the older Mortal Kombat games. But like, you know what? Melina and Kitana, even when they were like the slutty Halloween costume like designs, still felt memorable. Like you could still go, like, oh, that's Kitana, even when their costumes had that feel to them. Lee May and some of the other like 3D era game characters, they just felt generic. They didn't have anything to them that made them stand out. There was a couple, maybe like Kenshi is from that era. He's one of the only ones. He was cool when he appeared the first time. But a lot of the other ones were not.
Might be because they were more aiming for cool and less like because some of the costumes it's almost like they're aiming for sex appeal rather than like.
Well, but again, Kitana and Melina had the sex appeal thing and felt like distinct unique characters at the same time. So like it's not just that they were the sex appeal element more because they did. But like, there was also a just generic sensibility to the design. The big thing, right, was after Mortal Kombat 3, during the development of 4, they had John Tobias, like the lead character designer. He got like basically screwed over working on like a side game spinoff called Special Forces, which was like a single player PS1 game, which sucked. There were a couple of those actually. Mythologies too, which is another one. But he ended up quitting. He just was after that, and so he was the guy who really came up with the character designs in those first 3 arcade games. And so John Tobias left, and without him, the new character designs for a little while suffered. For several games, like all from like 4 had a couple cool ones, 5 had like one cool one.
You put a lantern into the air and just elbows you in the face.
Wake up, motherfucker!
Oh shit, Johnny, your star power's all the way up.
Well, that's also, I don't know how to do it exactly playing it. I haven't played enough with him to figure it out, but that's actually like a mechanic where he's got, it's literally called star power. And you can use them to like enhance moves and like do kind of different like... See, right there. Like that's how you do the double combo. Yeah. Hey, see, there you go.
Floating fast.
It just floats past. See, there you go. You play someone that's really good enough times, you get good enough to actually beat them. That's by far the way to actually get good at, I think, at these games. Yeah, you can practice in against the computer, but like you don't know what like other people are like, what their strategies are gonna be, or like what they're gonna do and figure out how their combos are gonna work. The only way to really do that is just to go get your ass kicked until you start learning.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a distinct fun aspect to Mortal Kombat online play. That, like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to fight a player. These players are always evolving, they're always coming up with new techniques and stuff.
Yeah. Well, like the meta game, right? That's like its own whole thing. Is like what characters work best against who, and how do different characters like strategize against each other. Well, and then I think this game's life is going to be extended massively by the whole cameo character system, right? Because then you're going to be like, well, what cameo characters work best with what playable characters? And then, like...
Yeah, because Johnny Kano has a different thing than like Frost.
Yeah, you're right. So like, what cameos go best with what playable characters, and then like just like how do they all like counteract with each other? Yes, yeah, I'm learning. I'm slowly learning.
Cease and desist. What is she, like a fucking cop?
So Lee May's character, so this is a reboot, right? So a lot of the characters have like new backstories or different, like, so like, here's just an example. So Sub-Zero in the original canon, right? Like the way the story played out before. Sub-Zero is like this total asshole named Bihan, right? And Scorpion murders him during the first tournament, right? For killing his family. And then his younger brother, Kuai Liang, becomes Sub-Zero. So there's like two different Sub-Zeros, one that's like kind of a dick, and then one that's like a good guy. The younger brother's the good guy. And then you have Hanzo Hasashi, right, Scorpion, whose like family gets like killed, and it's like a trick by like one of the sorcerers. There's all this backstory going on to it. In this game, Bihan is Sub-Zero, and the younger brother, Kuai Liang, is Scorpion.
Oh.
So, like Liu Kang, literally as the god of the universe, resetting the canon, is actively changing, like, Baraka, the Tarkatans, right, with the crazy teeth and the arm blades. That was, like, a species of demon creatures from another, like, in one of the other dimensions, right, in the game. In this one, it's a disease that, like, infects people like leprosy. And so, like, Melina, as the princess of Outworld, is like slowly coming down with this disease, which is why she's got the crazy teeth in this version. Instead of, in the original, she's a clone of Katana that's got her Tarkatan DNA mixed in. This time, she's just Katana's sister, but she caught this disease. So, like, they're playing with the canon in a bunch of different interesting ways. Li Ming, I don't really remember what her, like, story was, to be honest, in the original version. In this version, she is the former exiled and disgraced head of the royal guard of Melina, of, like, the princess. So she's like, been, like, exiled from that group. But she very much has, like, the feel of, like, a former authority figure. Yeah. That's kind of what her deal is this time. Or like Tanya, who was kind of like the female yellow ninja character in other games. Her entire story in the older games was just the chick who backstabs everyone, and now she's the current head of the Royal Guard of Melina, and like her girlfriend in like secret, and it's like illegal for them to be together. So like there's all these, like and that Tanya's another character who was not that interesting before this game, and has gotten a total like overhauled redesign. And so there's like basically just giving Melina like royal guards is like this actually like a huge avenue for creating like a bunch of unique places for characters, formerly generic characters, to come in and exist in a new way. Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's cool that they're giving a facelift to older, stagnant kind of lore, or lore that even just... It's sometimes fun to tell a story
in a different way, even if they did work the first time, right? Like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like that's a total dynamic change now. They're literally brothers and on the same size, at least to start with. We'll see what happens. And like Hanzo Hasashi, like the character that is Scorpion, they haven't even mentioned him being in the game at all. Like, so I don't even know how that's gonna play out. But like the guy that is the Sub-Zero in almost every game in the franchise, typically, because the original Sub-Zero died in the first one, like classically. But the guy that's Scorpion in every game, basically, other than the first one, is now Scorpion. And there isn't even a mention of a guy who is normally Scorpion.
Nice.
Yeah, then there's a bunch of cool stuff like that. Let's see, I'm trying to think of, like, so other 3D era characters that they're bringing back for this game. You've got, Ashra is one. Again, she's pretty visually generic originally, but she had kind of a cool concept, and that seems to basically actually be the same. But Ashra is a demon who is like using she got this like magic blade, and she's like purifying her like evil like demonic essence out of her body, and so she has like kind of a weird like almost half demon half angel kind of thing going on, and so she's like a demon trying to purify her like her hell soul to become like a being of like light, and so she's like another good guy. They brought her back, and I love the way she looks now. Before, I would have been like, that doesn't even look like an interesting character. That looks like a generic NPC that you just come across in a story about, not even an actual playable character. And now, I think she looks badass as hell. Another character, so I was talking about Kenshi is one of the only ones that was actually cool the first time he showed up in the 3D era games. They didn't have to work that hard to do him again. Ooh, so close. Literally down to the last hit for both of us.
Yeah.
Another character that was actually pretty cool the first time he showed up, but I'm glad to see him get a redesign, is a Havoc. Do you remember him at all?
Yes.
You know, yeah, the zombie guy. Yeah, he's Lord. In the original games, there's like an Order realm and a Chaos realm, and they're like these opposing like worlds or whatever. And Havoc is like the zombie Lord of Chaos, and he's not that different in this one, to be honest. He also hasn't been playable in 17 years. But, like all these other redesigned characters that they're bringing back. But, what's interesting about the story with him in this time is that it seems like there is no separate Chaos realm. There's just Sado, the Order realm, and he's like a freedom fighter trying to like overthrow the like authoritarian government in that realm and turn it into Chaos realm. And so Order realm and Chaos realm are like one world that there's like a weird power struggle inside of, instead of two worlds that like fight each other.
Okay.
So again, it's just another way to reimagine these concepts in an interesting way. I think arguably more interesting.
Yeah. I think that's a lot more of a compelling story than Red versus Blue.
It really is. Well, like for another one, right? For another example too, like shit. Sorry, I'm just trying to get into the focus mode sometimes. Another good example, too, is Reptile has been, like, super reimagined. The way that he is, like, is in this game. So, like, typically Reptile's backstory in all the other games is he's, like, the last member of an otherwise extinct species of, like, weird, like, lizard people. And he's, like, an outcast because he's, like a one-of-a-kind being. And then in this game, he's part of a very much alive entire species, and he's outcasted by his own people because he has this like humanoid form.
Oh.
So like Uro Baraka, right? He's like a merchant who basically got leprosy that turned him into the thing with big teeth and the arm blades instead of just being a demon or like part of a race of creatures. So again, they're playing with all these like story elements in really cool ways, and like Scorpion and Sub-Zero being brothers, and the Tarkatan thing being like a disease instead of a group of people. Both of those concepts were actually ideas they had during development of those characters in the original games, and they tossed them out. They were like, this isn't the version we want to go with. But those are actually ideas that were like literally tabled in 1992 when they were making the original games, and then when they came up with this one, they're like, we're going to do a reboot and change things around. They went back to their like old folder of ideas for like how they could do things differently.
See, that's really cool that they were willing to revisit those ideas, even after they like
kind of threw them away, I guess. Yeah.
That's a really good approach, I think, because it's not to say that they were bad ideas the time before, they just chose to go in a different direction.
Yeah, and like the direction they went in was obviously very iconic too.
Oh yeah, like there's a reason you can say Mortal Kombat, and a lot of people, even if they don't know video games, are going to know what you're talking about.
Hell yeah. Especially if you watch these.
Yeah. If you've gotten your soul sucked before, you know what I'm talking about.
It's time to get your soul sucked. I still want that to be the sub alert notification on the stream. Anytime somebody does a sub, you just hear, it's time to get his, or he's going to get his soul sucked.
Yeah, we'll suck your soul for you later, bud. Thanks for the sub. Oh.
Cue cards help.
Fuck. That's pretty good.
Would cue cards help? No, I love it. The personality of these characters is so well, and also like too, it's an interesting thing. Like recently, me and Ulysses have been kind of telling Sky about our comic that we're working on a bit more. Kind of been telling her, and we had an interesting conversation with her too about like kind of the process of iteration and going through like multiple concepts for the same character and like how that process works. And I think Mortal Kombat's an interesting example because they've had so many games and the characters look different in every game, and they've done multiple reboots where the story changes have happened and things have been completely different. And I think it's interesting because you can actually kind of watch that iterative process happening in real time with an actual established franchise. And I think that really speaks to the value of iteration as a writing tool in stories. Like, even if something is goofy and stupid, and I will say Mortal Kombat's stupid, I like it because it's stupid. If it wasn't stupid, it wouldn't be fun. But, like, exactly. But, like, there is something to be said about, like really just allowing yourself to throw an idea away, even if you think it's really cool and you like it, because something else just fits better into the larger narrative you're trying to tell, or it just feels like it clicks better once you come up with the idea.
Well, I'm like, not to get all, like, psychological, but, like, it
no, please
takes a certain level of maturity to acknowledge, like, just because I didn't go with this choice doesn't mean it's bad. Because a lot of people tend to get black and white about their choices or defensive of previous decisions, but it helps that there's, like, 30 years of hindsight.
That's also, yeah. I mean, when you can go back and forth and, like, kind of reboot things and like change what your own ideas were by doing a story reboot, that does make a big difference too. Like, that really allows you to fuck with whatever you want. And so Mortal Kombat in a way has it easy almost creatively because, like, does anybody really care if the story of Mortal Kombat changes or stops or like doesn't make sense according to like a different game?
So what's Johnny Cage's lore in it? Because he's doing this like particle thing where he's like, he looks like he's like turning into like a fucking mist charge forward.
So, you know, it's funny you mention that because Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he had these kind of weird particle effect powers. And they never really commented on it. Like, it was just, you just kind of took it. You just kind of had to accept it. But then in 10, they actually did throw in some story where with it, with like his like bloodline having some like magic powers, and the daughter character that also was in that game also had a little bit of that going on. And they're the ones who like fight Shinnok, the fallen elder god, at the end of that story mode. This needs to go right back to it's just for gameplay purposes. I mean, it really is just that he is a Hollywood actor that is just so good at martial arts that he can actually go toe-to-toe with all these people, and that it's really more just a visual effect flair than anything else. But in the canon of the, like, 9, 10, 11 reboot, he did have actual superpowers then. But now we're kind of going back to he's a movie star that's just really good.
See, I really like the movie star that like also has superpowers. Because like you can be two things. People are multifaceted all the time.
Well, Mortal Kombat's so ridiculous, and there's so many different kinds of characters anyway. Like, why not just have him be a ridiculous movie star? Like, why? Like,
you could be saving people, yeah, or I could be doing my own special effects. Duh.
Exactly. I enjoy that. I really do. Like, he's and then also the kind of douchey, like, over-the-top confidence of his character, it makes it really fits that he's like that much better if he's actually that good a fighter for real, too. Like, that's like, the funny twist of it, is that he's this obnoxious douchebag, then he's, like, actually really badass when you get down to it.
Yeah. Kind of like Archer. Constantly badass, but like
he's like a total asshole, and you'd almost think that he would be overcompensating, but then he like will pull off ridiculous shit.
Of course, you would be able to get away with this.
Toxic? To be honest, I don't know. I don't really engage with the online fan communities, so I don't I'm not sure.
Street Fighter, because they don't fight with normal rules. It's called Street Rules. It's all Banana Republic shit.
That would be so funny if that's actually what those games were about.
Street Fighter, there we go. People who couldn't cut it in the second tournament.
That's a good question, though, Afternoon Tune. I honestly don't know. Just because I really don't participate in the online communities for these things. I just like this. The fact that this is like the most online I've ever played in a Mortal Kombat game is this beta right now tonight on this stream. I never play online games, or at least fighting games. I never do this. So this is like a really unique and kind of first time experience for me in a way. So fun, I guess, that it's on stream.
It's been neat that like this person that originally just handed your ass to you on a platter is now occasionally seeing bits of his ass on the serving table.
Ooh, brutality! Hell yeah!
Nice.
So brutalities are a different kind of finishing mood, and brutalities specifically have to be you instead of like beating them and then doing a finisher move.
That final.
Yeah. Brutality is the final hit that you do. Yeah. Afternoon Tune, do you play Street Fighter or any other fighting games? Is Mortal Kombat like your? Because for me, Mortal Kombat's like kind of my one and only. The only other fighting game actually that I am a fan of that I have put some time into is Darkstalkers. Do you know that one? I think I talked about it a little bit before. But so Darkstalkers, Tekken. Okay, I played a bunch of Tekken 3 back on the PS1, but I have not played Tekken since then. I legit have not played that game, like the franchise, like at all since the PlayStation 1. Or maybe was Tekken 3 on the PlayStation 1 or the PlayStation 2? No, I can't remember. I think it was the PlayStation 1.
I'm pretty sure it was the PlayStation 1. Wasn't Tekken also like old enough to be on those old arcade machines?
Oh yeah, no, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken were all in the arcades back in the day. I played Tekken way back in the day, but it's been a long time. But the other, Darkstalkers was really cool. Darkstalkers was like super anime art style, but it was very like 2D pixel art characters. But they're like all like kind of weird like horror characters. So like you've got like a Frankenstein, you've got a Wolfman, you've got like a couple different vampire kind of things. You've got there's like a bunch of different kinds of like creatures. There's like a mummy who would like beat you with the sarcophagus. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. There's not been a new Darkstalkers game since like 1993 though, so.
So we're like deeper a reboot.
That's another franchise that I would love to see make a comeback is Darkstalkers. That's one that I would be super hyped if they brought that back. It's a Capcom series, so. Obviously, Capcom is Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6 has been so successful. Like, even though I haven't played it, I have paid attention to like its sales and how well it's done generally in the industry. And I'm actually really hoping that Street Fighter 6 being so successful is what will give Capcom the confidence to go, people like our fighting games, let's make a new Darkstalkers. Because obviously, like Mortal Kombat's like the big thing that sets it apart from other. I played Liu Kang in the towers. Just not online, but I played him a decent amount in the single-player stuff.
I really liked his reimagining. How his evolution.
Yeah, well, and it's like, because like if you just played this one, it would seem like they just reimagined him from the ground up. But if you played the last game, it's like actually happened within the canon of the story that he became the like fucking god of time and shit.
Oh, and like he's been a lot of things. He's been alive. He's been dead. Now he's more than alive.
Yeah, well, that's actually funny too, because Liu Kang was the champion of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and then in Mortal Kombat 5, he gets killed in like the intro sequence by like Quan Chi and Shang Tsung teaming up. That was Deadly Alliance. And then in 6, Mortal Kombat Deception, he was playable again, but like as a zombie. But it was kind of a wasted opportunity because, like, he didn't play differently gameplay-wise, but then in, like, cutscenes and trailers, he had these, like, crazy chains on his wrist. Oh, yeah, sure, like, professional players that already have, like, incredible combos. Yeah, I could never play people like that. I mean, I already get my ass handed to me by just your average online player. Like, it's not even, like, like, I wouldn't even fucking stand a chance against those, like, actual tournament players.
Right?
But it's impressive that those people are able to pick it up and, like, already develop this shit so fast. I mean, that is really impressive.
I really love how fluid Johnny Cage's pot travel is. Because it's just that 3-hit combo where the cadence of the hit is just on point. The choreography, I'd say, is always one of my favorite aspects of Mortal Kombat. Because some of the earlier ones, like we're rather, when Goro is doing an attack, you're just like, okay, whatever the fuck, because there's no real...
Well, in the old school days, it was like a super simple movesets with just a couple of sprites, like, doing, like, very basic stuff.
Yeah. Like,
those were all real actors, too.
Choreography. Wait, really?
Yeah, this in the original 3 arcade games, those were real people that they filmed and then, like, digitized, which is part of why the graphics in those original arcade games actually still look pretty good.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're like digitized real life. It's like digitized live action footage of real people.
Wow. Well, shit, that's actually really cool.
It wasn't until 4 where they went like full animated, like polygon game 3D game models.
Well, I really like that. Just fucking detailed the levels are.
Oh yeah, the stages are really impressive in this game. Right after, we're just about to have the stream in a minute or so here. After this match, probably. And before you leave here, I'll show you just a couple trailers, just so you can really get a look at like the background details and the stage design. Yeah, this is definitely one of my most in. It's actually amazing, to be honest. This year in video games. Oh, does it say games and demos?
Oh, because we came back.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're about to end anyway, so whatever. Missed opportunities, I guess.
Potato to potato.
But this year feels like the entire games industry is like just dedicated to me. Think about it. We got a Dead Space revival, a remake of arguably the best Resident Evil game, Alan Wake 2, a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio, a new Mortal Kombat game, and a new Spider-Man game.
That's true.
That feels like they really were like thinking about me. See, we can do one more match. We have time for one more. Uno más.
Round 1, fight.
What does the R1 do when you have cross?
So the cameo characters do different attacks too, like they're not always the same. So they have a couple different things they can do, and you can use them to like extend your own combos. Then the trick though is that you can't use them at the same time you're attacking. So you have to either use them to start a combo or finish a combo when you like finish your string of attacks. So there's kind of a cost-benefit analysis you kind of have to do it like at all times when you're using them.
I like that you can just kick somebody to interrupt their ultimate.
Tougher than you.
It's just like, I poked you, now you can't kill me.
Alright, I think I'm gonna lose on this last one. Well, and then, but you see how I hit Kano there? You can hit the cameo characters too, in addition to the main fighter, so you can also interrupt their assist moves on top of that. So, like, again, there's just like all these like interesting kind of things that the cameos allow you to do. Can't leave on a lose? Oh, no, I can leave on a lose. That's okay. My ego won't my ego will be okay. Oh, there you go.
We'll get an F in the chat.
F in the chat.
Yeah.
Do you want afternoon tune? Do you want me to try one more time just to see if I can end on a win? I'd be willing to do one more. All right. Bad Krama. Okay, this is the last one, win or lose. Does no matter what. This is it.
I like the person moving the chair back.
Yeah, right.
Get up from the thing. And the onlookers can't look away.
You know, Kano was not originally like super Australian. It was actually the '95 movie that did that, and then they like adopted him being super Australian into the games as a detail.
Oh yeah, because it just seems neater.
It definitely made Kano stand out more to make him this like over-the-top Australian arms dealer. Like he was always an arms dealer, but like.
Well, he's got to be an arms dealer. He has like 2 knives and like a fucking laser eye. Like, if that doesn't say arms dealer, what does? Oh, so at least you didn't go out without fighting. Ooh, and first hit.
Mortal Kombat, I would say so, yeah. I guess I feel like fighting games usually are.
And especially because like you want your characters on a roster for brawler games or fighter games to stand out from each other. And one of the things you can do is like just give them actual identities, give them actual different.
Hey, well, I did win. Look at that. All right, we're ending on a win.
Rock and roll.
Didn't quite get to pull off the fatality, but well, that was adorable.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't see it on the stream, but the cat made a very cute noise. Yeah. All right, well, there we go. That is our Mortal Kombat 1 beta stream. We'll be back to Elden Ring next week with you back in the headset.
Back in imagination.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you go for, like, older games, like 90s stuff. Absolutely, there's, like, stereotypes in those. I think definitely, if you look at, like, modern fighting games, certainly they've gotten a lot better about that. But yeah, thank you. We'll be back next week with Elden Ring. Also, we have a new consistent Monday show, 2 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got Horton back on the channel, and we're playing Scott Pilgrim vs. the World every Monday at 2 p.m. Max Payne 2 every Tuesday at 2 p.m. and Elden Ring at 10:30 p.m. every Saturday.
And occasionally a co-host takeover whenever the fuck we feel.
Yeah, whenever you two are able to find time for it. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid.
To put it into perspective, when is the last time No Name was on for Solar Ash?
Oh, dude, it's been so long.
I think that was like 2022.
Oh, yeah, no, it's been a while. It's been a while. We gotta get back to that at some point. We're gonna raid my good friend Cal Four, who I would appreciate people giving a follow and checking out. He's awesome. We'll see how his stream goes. I'm worried he's going to get a copyright strike because he is currently playing the Jet Set Radio spiritual successor that I am so excited about, which has a lot of licensed music in it. I guess it's kind of originally made for the game, but I'm pretty confident you're going to get a DMCA warning playing that game. So wish him good luck. I hope it goes well for him.
Wish you luck, Cal.
But, we're going to raid, and we're going to be out of here.
I love the raid UI for PlayStation. Way better.
Oh, well, this is just the computer version.
Oh.
Yeah. One thing I can do for my PC is the raid function. It's not PC, Mac, but the one thing I can do from my computer that's not too fucking slow to do it. But have a good night, everybody, and we will see you for Elden Ring next Saturday.
Or else.